And we're live. Hello. I'm calling in. I'm in a box. I'm in a tiny box.
Hello, Derrick.
Everybody
I
else.
was just gonna let Garrett's bit play out and see how that went. So I'm kind of waiting.
Yeah, he got this hat and was really proud of himself for it, and then I was waiting to see
What's all this? I'm really proud of myself for it.
You seemed like you were starting to have the hat on. And I want to see why.
I'm having good vibes. Feeling like I'm on vacation.
I'm fine with that bit, Garrett. I just didn't know what was happening.
Whoa, what's
Garrett
the
has
bit?
lived in San Diego for so long, he can no longer fight it. His San
Yeah.
Diego core is shining through that rough goth exterior.
Yeah, what's with the bit? I wore a white shirt because I went to the beach today.
See,
and I'm just feeling.
you shouldn't have gone
And
there.
the short shorts, that's also beach
Yeah, I was
wear,
getting some
know?
vitamin D. just boosting my immune system. And
I hear
Was
ya.
the beach crowded? Because everyone I know went this weekend.
Dude,
Seriously, everyone I know.
I went to the Bay. Yeah, so I was out there too.
wow.
Yeah, dude.
Had to get out. It wasn't too crowded. No, it was.
Where I was, dude, there was no one within 30 yards of me. It was totally fine until these motherfuckers show up. Johnny, bleep that out.
It is
Johnny.
Impossible.
Oh my
It is
god.
impossible. I want everyone at home to note and monitor how many times I say don't curse in the opening 5 minutes.
I think we're about 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the show.
I want to know how many weeks it will. I want everyone to start taking notes and charts, pie charts, graphs on how many weeks it takes to where there will be a clean opening of the show. And don't get me wrong, I'm not on the side of YouTube. I think it's insane that we even have to get into this.
Oh yeah, dude.
I want to be on your side, Shawn, but I can't be. I'm corporate. I'm too corporate.
So these MFers at the beach.
It's been
ahead.
said. So Shawn, let her rip. We're just gonna, even if there wasn't yeah.
So,
song.
anyways, these people at the beach set up their camp
What?
these people 10 feet away from us. There is infinite
Right next
space
to
here.
you.
Why in the world would you be here? Get away from me. So then we had to move our stuff away from them. It was terrible. So
You got up and actually moved.
we had to move. I
yeah.
moved. I don't.
You did the right thing.
Well, yeah, it's I made sure I found a spot seriously, but I'm not joking, 30 yards in between anybody else. I feel very comfortable here. And then these people show up, and it's we found our spot right next to these people. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I didn't stop.
I'm sorry. I feel like the whole world is waiting for the theme song at this point. So.
Oh, theme song.
Welcome back.
I seem to be losing my ability to make a theme song up here. It's
Derrick, you miss school, you miss out.
gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to punctuate things comedically without, rim shot or some sort of.
We did have the no
Accent
was in effect.
there.
The no was in effect.
Yeah, it's
true.
hard.
That.
We're still dealing with your delay, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's never.
But your
ideal.
internet's always good. I'm here because mine was never reliable. So at least you got that going for you.
Yeah, I pay for that, T5 cable.
Oh,
The T5.
That
Yeah.
goes straight to your phone. You plug it right
Gotcha.
in. My internet was bad this whole week. I don't know what was going on. I was trying to upload. It took me all day long. I did a new figure update video, and it was literally uploading from when I woke up until I was walking out the door. It was uploading from my phone.
oh.
And it was why is this taking so
I hate
long?
that.
It was taking all day. Dude, my internet is typically so fast at home. It just, it's all uploaded. Taking me all day. I left. I'm like, dude, I got to go. So I left the house and just went on cell connection, uploaded way faster. It finished the
Yeah.
last 10%. Just.
It feels like your phone's gonna burn a hole in your pocket too, because it's just getting hotter and hotter as it keeps trying to.
Well, I
upload.
set it on the table. I keep it away from
You,
me.
you put
Yeah,
put it in the fridge.
The cable company, it's all gunked up right now. The wires are old. It's like the sewer pipes. They need to replace them, Something's
Yeah.
going on. The internet's sucking lately.
We just gotta get 5G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
That's
the
what-
hell?
that's what we
I
need.
mean,
I'm afraid to even invite that Pandora's
Yeah,
box.
sorry, I didn't want to get too political by saying the 5G.
I was on the subject way back though, because like I've looked at it as this holy solution to my crappy internet problem at my house.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for our area to have, home connections.
It's worth it to me. I'll die. If
Yeah.
that makes- if I,
I'll
if
die
I
for
What do
could-
I do?
internet.
I get a second head
If I
or
could
something?
speed up
Whatever.
the connection I had today, I'll die young, dude. It
I'm
took
already-
so long to upload.
I'm using 2 phones already. Give me
Whoa.
5G. Give me a second
Yeah, he's
head.
passed to the 2DS era. He's in the two phones.
I can't go back, man.
Really?
Yeah.
You have 2 phones?
Yeah, I'm multitasking. It's not enough to have them running in the background. I need them on dual screens, so I'm
Wow.
multitasking constantly.
The first
Streaming
the,
audio.
The first one of the only, but the first person I ever saw with 2 phones was Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
He came to Shawn's house and he. I wanted. No, the iPhone wasn't out yet. He had a BlackBerry and some other kind of thing.
Like a razor.
but
I'm
then
gonna
when I
say
saw him
this.
later, years. What's that?
I've only heard of drug dealers having 2 phones.
What are you
The
saying?
regular phone and then the crime phone.
Well, it's drug dealers and TV hosts.
What do you
have
say?
2 phones.
He had like a game industry that's they all go to that.
This is the BlackBerry day,
and
yeah.
then just his personal phone. It was like at the time it was like a Motorola Razr.
I'm telling you, one of those phones was for criminal activity. It had to be.
You never know.
No, I just
Yeah.
was always keeping my old device anyway. So then I held on to it, and then I just turned the data off, tether it to the data plan on the other one, and then I can fucking at the speed of light, man.
So what do you do with 2 phones?
I stream audio from one while I record Instagram stories from the other at times.
kinda
Posting
cool.
stuff on Twitter. Yeah, I'm very social, Sean.
Sounds so high tech.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
do-
your favorite phone?
What's that, Derrick?
Which is your favorite phone?
Well, he's got an iPhone 10 and an 11. I'm
Yeah.
gonna wager he likes one of them more.
I like the 11 more.
Oh, okay. You never know. Sometimes they perfect it.
You know, that does happen though. I'm trying to think if I
Yeah.
got like a newer device and I went, I like the other one. You know, I kind of felt that way. I don't want to get into, boring ass iPhone talk, but when they went to from iPhone 5 to 6,
Sure.
that was the jump where they made the phones big screen, whatever. But I felt like they made the iPhone 5 was like this little Darth Vader looking accessory. It almost looked like a little
With that
remote.
hard
And they
edge.
made it 16:9, but it was all black, like Darth Vader black, just in your hand. And I had a really good grip on it, and it wasn't whatever. The iPhone 6, they made it the screen way bigger, but it was real slick. It was the first time that I felt like I was going to drop my phone. And I just felt like the speed wasn't as good on it. I felt like I was alone on that, but I was like, I don't know. I don't like this as much as.
That's when they started chasing Samsung, and it was never the same again.
Oh shit.
Didn't they just announce widgets on the new iPhone?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Long
iOS has
time
not had
coming.
widgets this entire time.
Nice. I have the Samsung from 2 generations ago, and I enjoy widgets. They're nice.
You could have had one from 5 generations ago. You could have said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
That was one thing that seriously, I feel like the last decade was like, is iPhone just never going to do it? And it's like, no. Like, they take such incremental changes on their operating systems that it was like, maybe they'll never do it. Oh, no, they did. In
You know what?
2020.
Speaking of one company ripping off another company, I retweeted something that was posted on our Reddit this week. Did you guys see the WWE storyline in which they
Yeah.
directly
Yes. I
stole
wanted
and
it.
ripped off our Timbo video?
Okay, so let's answer it definitively. Did the WWE rip off our Timbo video? Did
Rip
they?
off is very negative. What about pay homage?
Yeah,
to?
I like that.
Timbo.
It was totally that. I mean, it was.
You had the same shots in comparison is like there. It's a Timbo.
I want to give
even the
everybody
throw-up.
out there
The color
a
of the
history
throw?
lesson on the Timbo video so they know what we added and what we were inspired by and,
Yeah.
and which were our original elements. So the video was inspired by the late, great Street Fighter Kimbo Slice, who had a video online where he punched a guy in that face so hard he damaged his eye. I don't know what he did. Did he pop his eye out or
No,
just
I mean,
rupture it?
no. nothing
fucking
like that.
bloody.
But he was bleeding from like his eye area.
Yeah.
But I don't think
Yeah.
he like lost an eye or anything like that.
And
Classic.
then Timbo just like celebrates, like, "Yep, that's what you get when you go against the champ." You know,
Yeah.
that's all. So
It can't
then
be
we
over. Just
took-
warming up. Yeah.
Kimbo Slice,
we
man.
took that concept and we were like, what if he got so grossed out by causing that bodily damage, he just started puking uncontrollably?
Yeah.
That was our
Like-
Timbo video.
Yeah. The eye damage makes a guy puke. Yeah.
That's exactly the storyline they used.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our storyline.
Yeah, and the guy is so grossed out, he starts barfing. The barf was the same color,
Dude, it was.
consistency
Yeah, applesauce.
as ours. It could have been anything, but it was the same as ours.
Yeah.
Eric in the chat pointed out it was Rey Mysterio, San Diego wrestler, 619.
Booyaka 619.
Wait,
That
Rey Mysterio was the wrestler?
he was.
Yeah.
I think he was the one who got his eye.
He was the one who was in pain.
Yep.
He had
Who
the
the-
mask.
You know
Rey
what?
Mysterio's
All
not dead?
I want to say is I think this is good evidence that we have an internet soldier
Yes.
in the WWE writing room. I think we can confirm that at the very least.
Oh yeah.
I think.
What
I don't
wrestler-
see how it couldn't be like that.
I thought Rey Mysterio.
It was Roman
died?
Reigns who threw up, right?
You're thinking of Shawn. You're thinking of who died?
You're thinking
guy-
of Rey Mysterio Sr.
You're thinking
This
of Chris
is-
Benoit.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
deaths over the years, but
No, the guy. Who was the guy who ate the apple? I do this to make me look cool or something.
No,
Didn't
there
he-
was a
didn't he die?
a
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie
yeah,
Guerrero.
Eddie a long
Yeah.
time ago, yeah.
Was he from San
White?
Diego?
Did
Oh, wait.
did Dusty Rhodes just pass?
Dusty Rhodes passed like 6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
What about
Rip.
Hulk Hogan? He's doing it, right? He's kicking it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Jose
sorry, Bam.
Canseco,
Got confused,
passed
brother.
away?
HH.
Who?
Who?
Jose Canseco?
No, he's still posting cool tweets.
Yeah, he's
I think he
old.
talked about like taking a shit and meeting an alien or something. But
He's
I don't
all.
know.
He's into that Mark Hoppus stuff.
But anyway, yeah. So, no, I'm not even gonna get into it.
Oh.
No, I saw Regis Philbin passed away. Speaking of people passing away, once again, man, he passed away, and like 72. I mean, I'm looking, and
So many.
no one can spell his name.
No, it's
I
not
like
hard.
Regis Philbin,
Yeah.
but man, it was so hard not to retweet. Rest in peace, Tejas. Oh man, rest in peace, Rebus Philbib. Oh man. Anyway, rest in peace, Dick Clark.
Yeah.
Dick Clark was the best.
Disc Clark will make me laugh for the rest of my life. I don't know why.
Autocorrect didn't catch that one.
I don't know why Disc Clark. that is funny to me, no matter how many times I hear it. But anyway,
Yeah.
a man named Disc is fun. I'm not even laughing I'm not laughing at Dick Clark. I'm laughing at a man named Disc. That will never not be funny to me. Or Desk Clerk. Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, going back to the wrestling thing. Yeah, that was sent to me by so many different people, and I was like, how would that not be?
I just want
The camera
confirmation
work.
from them being like, yo, it was a tribute. Something like that.
But I feel like no one can ever go like, yeah, it was. No one can confirm it because then what if we're like, yo, pay us, or something?
No,
Maybe they'll,
no.
they don't want legal stuff.
Yeah,
That's not
pay
how it
us
works. Tribute.
for stealing Timbo. Something I never thought I'd say in 2020.
Out of all the things,
It's confirmed in my books. We have an insider. We have an inside man. Confirmed.
yeah, I
Confirmed. No doubt.
It's
I have to
headcanon
believe
now,
that.
at least.
have to believe that.
Something happened to me earlier in the year where that show Superstore
Yeah.
had a character whose name is spelled just like my first name, Garrett.
Yeah.
2 R's, 2 T's. And he's a real funny guy. He was on Laser Team, that Rooster Teeth movie.
That guy.
Oh,
I forgot
yeah,
the
yeah,
actor's
yeah.
name, but
I do too. He has a line where someone's pointing at his locker and she's like, yeah, that's, your locker. It says your name with the Neon Genesis Evangelion stickers on it. Garrett, right there.
Yeah.
And it
that's
was like,
weird. That's weird.
and it pans to him and he's like, oh, you like Ava too? It was like a weird, flirty scene between a guy and a girl, coworker.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I was just like, what the fuck? That's just, it's too coincidental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of fans.
Yeah, somebody at Superstore They're obsessed.
I think there's a writing team at NBC that's got it, out for Mega64 as well.
Well, if they want to get, the goods straight from the source, hit us up.
Yeah.
I saw a movie this
the writers
weekend.
that are inspired by us when you can get us.
I listen to so many podcasts where comedians come on, and a lot of them are just writers. Like they were writers on SNL or they were writers on this sitcom.
Yeah.
It sounds like such a fun, creative job, like writing room stuff, which is very similar to what we do here.
Yeah.
You guys would fit right in at the writer's room.
Dude.
I saw a movie this last weekend where they had this heartthrob guy, whatever. Oh, the hunk everyone's kind of going after, and he's like, "I'm so into Power Rangers. I just got the Dragon Dagger," and I'm like,
Wait, whoa.
"Really?"
It was you, dude.
Oh,
See?
Like we have fans at every level, just
Every level.
Yeah.
copying our whole scenario.
Yeah, Shawn, isn't
It's
there like
kinda sad.
an Olympic athlete that kind of like models his life
wasn't
after
there?
you?
He models what?
Like he kind of modeled his whole look after you?
Yeah. Yeah, and also there was a movie, and this guy had kids. So,
Yeah,
dude.
You
so
see Parenthood?
Hollywood. Pay
hello.
up.
Got fans all over.
Sean, you just watched Parenthood, didn't you?
I watched
That movie?
Parenthood, and I thought, dude, Ron Howard, he knows me.
Yeah, nice try, Ronnie.
I'm onto you, Ron Howard.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be happy days for you when our lawyer shows up.
Oh.
Little sitcom humor for you guys. You may want to
Brush
take a
up
look
on
at
that.
Wikipedia. Maybe you might learn a thing or two there.
Careful, Ron.
Anyway, you didn't you say you weren't into Parenthood? Like you
I did
watched
not
it?
like it.
And what
no.
was the deal with that?
It was a
haven't seen
bummer.
since I was like a kid.
Hey, it was Ron Howard directing, and it was like all these people I like in it, like young Joaquin Phoenix, like super young.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, Steve Martin.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking people in this movie. I'm like, this is gonna rule. It was just a fucking sad movie about people's lives being shitty. I don't know.
Didn't Ron Howard make a Moby Dick movie that wasn't about Moby Dick, and it just confused
Was
everybody?
that Heart of the Ocean?
What was that? Was it Heart of the Ocean?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. The story of Moby Dick was based on real life events that are less interesting, and this movie is about those events.
Heart of the Sea.
Yeah, something like that.
Heart of the Sea.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't for me. But Jenny likes that TV show, and I wasn't into that TV show. I mean, it's pretty much just like a
Are you
long
talking
version.
about the Parenthood?
Parenthood,
show?
yes, long
But
version.
what
of
you
the movie.
watched was the Parenthood movie.
Yeah,
from
but
the
I've seen the
80s.
show, and it's like, it really is like the adaptation of this movie. It's exactly the same.
Why? I've never seen this. Why is everyone's life ruined?
It's
Does it
not
have
ruined.
kids?
It's just like I don't know. It's just like the dad was nicer to one son. That son's a fuck up. Then there's this son. He's trying to be a good dad, but his life sucks for some reason, and this other daughter's life sucks. It's like, okay, this is everyone's life.
Weird.
is
I saw it
just
as
downer.
a kid, and I feel like I don't remember there being those parts to it. I can't remember what I even thought about it.
Yeah. But
Like,
I will tell you, Joaquin Phoenix is like 9 in this movie.
Wow.
And like you could tell, like, that guy's a good actor. Like already. He like ruled as a
I
kid.
think I'm merging it with Problem Child.
Oh, that one's
Because
great.
I keep picturing this
John
red-haired
Ritter.
kid like fucking things up. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's not
Problem
Parenthood.
Child is an awful movie. I don't know when the last time you saw that was.
What? Problem Child? No,
Yeah.
I didn't like it when I was a kid. I don't.
I
think.
love that movie.
I remember thinking like, kill this kid. I remember.
Yeah,
thinking that.
me too.
I'm not saying that now. Don't kill.
No, but you watch it now with that kind of feeling too. He's a little
I
shit.
didn't want him to succeed. I wanted the problem to be solved.
Like, Problem Child, that kid obviously comes from a broken home, and that's never addressed in the Problem Child comedy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I mean,
don't
I think
remember
it's
that.
apparent. Like his dad, John Ritter, like lets him get away with everything. Literally, no supervision.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, a kid like that couldn't exist unless there was like some heinous trauma going on, and Problem
Sure.
Child just like acts like, nah, this kid's just fucking wild. He like
Dennis the
points
Menace,
guns at
you know?
people. Ha ha. You know.
You know,
But he meets his match in Problem Child too. He gets a sister.
I wanted a Problem Child 3 where that was the problem. It's called the problem solved. Was
No
there?
fucking way.
Why? Oh no. How old is he now?
It's called Problem Child Junior in Love.
Oh my
That's
God.
what we want to see.
You know what?
You got the kid falling in love, not even
Are they getting restraining orders
two
on each
things
other?
I want to bring up that I just saw in the chat. One, someone brought up that the cover of Problem Child was a parody of Parenthood. It's him holding him upside down. That's probably why I'm merging them.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
as a kid, I saw the cover and I watched that. I know that's what it is. Second, someone brought up that in Problem Child 2, like they like drink piss or something. I remember that because I remember we rented both from Blockbuster, and when I got to, I'm like, you know, when you were a kid, you'd rent movies. That's the movies you're watching.
Oh,
You're
you're
stuck
stuck
with
with
them.
it.
That's it.
And I remember getting like halfway through Problem Child 2. And I think it was, I just remember there being something like that where I was literally going to say, someone eats shit or someone drinks piss. And I just remember getting to whatever that part was and going, can we turn this off? Like, I remember thinking like, let me just put
much.
on like fucking Winnie the Pooh or something. Like, I don't want to watch this shit anymore. I just remember thinking, this is gross. I wish this kid was fucking gone. And I just remember being like, I'm done with this. And so bring that up, it reminds me.
It's a problem. Like when you went to Blockbuster and when you got a bad movie.
Yeah.
That was a weekend ruiner because, like, first off, going to Blockbuster was a treat.
Yeah.
That wasn't every weekend, and so you really had to think about what movie you're gonna get. And if you got the movie and like it sucked, you were like, "Well, I wasted this. I'm not going back here for another 3 weeks."
Can I
God
flex
damn it.
here? As a child, I was the rich bitch. I went to Blockbuster every Friday.
Oh,
Yeah, see, we never
I
did
didn't
that.
even get a movie. I got a video game.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
That's-
Derrick, what?
That's kind of what, you know, we didn't go. It wasn't a routine for us. When we went, it was kind of a special occasion. And I feel like half of the time I was burned. But usually, like when it came to movies, we didn't really rent a ton of movies. My parents kind of would just buy movies that they knew would be good. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't rent anything, but like, okay, you know, Alien is coming out on VHS. They bought that. I mean, I wasn't there when that came out. I mean, I think I was a little before my time. But, you know, they would buy that, or they would buy, you know, The Godfather. They wouldn't really rent a lot of movies, but we would rent games. And half the time it was good, and half the time it was like, well, stuck with that one.
Can I tell you what my parents would do? My dad had a tape recorder, so we would rent a video game and a movie every week, and he would, no matter what the movie was, would videotape it, and we would add it to our personal collection. So my dad had these VHS tapes that would have 3 movies each because they were like 6-hour tapes, and he probably had like
Long
200 or
play.
300 of those in our house.
Whoa.
So it was like this extensive video library.
Yeah.
Which is probably like how I saw so many movies that I shouldn't have seen as a kid. Because eventually I would just go through that collection and just be able to see every movie my parents had ever rented.
Yeah.
So like everything was in there, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting you bring that up because now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, we watched lots of movies, but I honestly think my parents taped a lot of, we had HBO like my whole, like not my whole life, but off and on, whatever.
Sure.
And I think they just taped a lot of shit off that because I remember we did have lots of labeled tapes like, oh, this is that movie, that movie, that movie, that movie.
I had tons of that
remember
too.
vividly being at Walmart, and my mom was in the photo section for forever getting pictures developed. And then they had the first Mighty Ducks on all the TVs, and I'd never seen it before. And I was watching it like enthralled, and it was like the end, and she'd be, "Hey, we gotta go." It's like, oh, okay. Well, then next we go to Blockbuster. I'm getting this movie and whatever. And I was so excited. A week later, I went, and it was gone. And then so I convinced my mom to go take me a week after that and see if it was still gone. Like the person that returned a fucking VHS of Mighty Ducks, and it took me like a month and a half to watch this movie, which is something like kids today have no idea of what that would be like. It was like a misery.
Dude, it's so crazy how different it is because I remember really, really discovering Weird Al in high school. Like, oh my gosh, like like in like 9th grade, I was like, dude, Weird Al rules. Like I heard him through my life and I always enjoyed the songs. But 9th grade was where, Running with Scissors or something came out. And I was like, oh yeah, this rules. Like I'm a Weird Al fan. And to find the movie UHF.
Oh my God, not possible.
Oh my God, it was like holy grail shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was seriously like good luck to you. Yeah, that's been out of print for years. Now there is a way to find anything within 5 minutes, I feel like, no matter what. But back then, I had to talk to a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy who lent it to a friend who I borrowed from my class, and they were like, "Take care of that when you bring it home. Take care of that. That VHS is rare." You know.
I got that for Christmas one year, and I couldn't believe that was like the best present. My mom ordered it from Suncoast Video.
Wow.
And I was so stoked to have my own copy of UHF.
Was it a VHS or a DVD?
VHS, because that was before. It was like this was like in like. Shit, I was still in middle school then.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
like,
That
I was like 7th
VHS
grade.
for a little bit was extremely rare and went for a ton on eBay.
It was pricey, but you did also have that option sometimes of ordering from the Suncoast catalog
That's what she did
at a mall and then waiting for it to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like
I forgot about that, and it would be like a $40 VHS.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
expensive, and I couldn't believe that she got it for me.
Because they would be MSRP.
Yeah.
You know, and Suncoast sometimes would. Yeah, the MSRP was rough sometimes, and I remember when the first Cowboy Bebop DVD box set came out. Like they did them all individually, but then they did a really nice box set.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
that
remember
was so impossible to find.
I graduated around when that was coming out, I think maybe or whatever, and I was like, I'm gonna buy myself a computer, you know, get some responsible stuff, but I'm gonna get myself one cool thing. Cowboy Bebop box set. And I went to Suncoast and they were like, yeah, that's been sold out a while. We can order it. It's going to probably take a long time. And we're looking at, you know, MSRP $499. I'm sorry, was like $500? Yeah, that's MSRP. And it was like, no, fuck off. Goodbye. All right. I never got it. But I got eventually the DVDs on their own. Like the price fell enough that I just got all those. And by the time I got around to watching them, I swear to God, the Blu-ray got announced. It was like, oh, well, could have just bought that for $20. But anyway, but yeah, why are we talking? Oh yeah, but renting stuff. I remember there was an interview a long time ago with Quentin Tarantino where he said, he's like, that's what I miss about those days. And he's like, I'm not anti-streaming. I think Netflix is a good service, but I'll tell you what I miss about it. And he said, and I kind of see where he's coming from. He said, you know, you would rent a stack of movies. You were committed to those movies.
That is
and
true.
you would see stuff.
Oh yeah.
You would see stuff outside of your comfort zone or outside of like, whoa, I didn't think this was going to be this. But you paid for it, so you're sticking with it. You know, and he's like, these services are good, but you definitely watch something 5 minutes and like, oh, it's this, fuck this, and you leave.
That is so true.
You know, I could see that. I kind of like
I
that.
think
You know,
that's bullshit. I hate when people complain about stuff like that. Because the VHS was a window of time that was maybe like 20 years.
yeah,
Right? So Quentin Tarantino landed right at this moment where all the generations before him had to go to movie theaters and literally would miss the beginning of a movie because
Yeah.
they're just running them all day. So you walk in the theater whenever it's playing.
yeah.
So imagine all those directors being like, well, I think it's a shame that these kids today have a stack of movies they can watch instead of having to go to the cinema. you know,
Yeah,
new
but I don't know if he was
technology comes along
complaining.
and then people can consume stuff faster, and that's the way it's always been, you know?
Yeah. But I kind of see what he's saying too, in terms of
No,
like.
I mean, there have been so many movies that, like, yeah, back in the old days, I knew it sucked, but I was like, well,
I think it's unabashedly better. I think it's unabashedly better now. So I'm not saying
Yeah,
like,
no,
I
definitely.
miss the old days. I don't agree with that.
but I did
but-
finish those bad movies back then, and now there's no way I'm doing that.
I do think there is a level of committal with having that. Like, you know, you rented that. You're watching that. You paid for it. I do think there is a level of that with like music too. With I check out, you know, again, unabashedly better now. I can get any album that I want from my phone
Or
at any
just a
point.
single.
Oh my God, I would never trade that for anything.
Yeah.
But I do see the aspect of like, I think it was Trent Reznor that talked about this. He's like, it is cool that when you have a record, like no matter what, you're probably going to listen to both sides. You know, whereas on Spotify, you give it one song, all right, okay, and you skip on to something else. I do see that little part of it, but I would never say it's not better now.
It's not better. It's just definitely different.
Yeah, but just interesting. But but yeah, I would rent games all the time, and I felt like half the time, if it was a game that I was really interested in, I would have just bought it. You know, it's like, oh, new Mario, I'm buying that. But when I would rent stuff, I found myself burned very. Oh yeah, let me rent the Dragon Ball game.
Yes,
it's
totally.
it was bad licensed games.
I think I'm
always-
talking more about, people just lamenting like, oh, new technology is ruining the experience.
Oh yeah, no. I don't
Right.
agree with that shit.
Luddites.
No, I don't agree with that at all.
Because all of, even like all I'm saying, the VHS era was such a short window. Whatever. Times changed.
Oh, the
That's all.
VHS era sucked.
I still have a
You
soft
know,
spot for it.
It
but
did suck, but there's something about it that's charming to me.
Sure.
Like,
oh yeah.
I
was
think
what we
back on the
first-
VHS era and being like, dude, I lived through that, and I'm kind of glad that I did because I really appreciate what I have now.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's incredible what we can do now, and like, I went through that. It sucked, but I'm
our
kinda
first
glad I did it.
exposure to the medium was the bunny ears and the VHS tape medium. So I think that's why it's going to be.
We're still watching. I'm gonna plug Movie Club here. We're still watching shitty movies like Dolomite from beginning to end. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes those charming films,
But-
you watch them not because you're stuck with them, but because
But-
they're different, they're weird. That's
Derrick-
kind of the appeal.
I cannot guarantee you that if I just put Dolomite on by myself, if I ever would have finished that, not having to finish it for Movie Club.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I'm not to say I
still
hated
haven't
it.
finished
I think that's what I mean is like the having a reason that you have to finish a thing
Yeah.
is the one thing. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, sometimes you
Yeah.
do need.
I think I would have probably halfway through been like, you know what? I don't hate this, but I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. And I just would have turned it off. And I'm so glad I didn't. I'm glad that we watched it for Movie Club. But if it was
Yeah.
just me on my own, I cannot promise you.
Yeah, I don't think I would have continued that. But now I'm glad I did, and that we watched. Well, you already said it on here, but
Yeah,
Dolomite is my name.
yeah.
That added a whole new context to it. So,
Sure.
there's a new one coming to our Patreon. I was having trouble posting some stuff on our Patreon, but it will be up any minute now, within minutes of this very broadcast.
Better switch to OnlyFans.
But we did a new episode about Casino. We all watched Casino, the Martin Scorsese.
Oh, hell
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch us like go way into that movie, it was like almost an hour.
Yeah, we talked about that for a while.
We talked
I've
about
never
that
seen
for
it.
a while.
So-
Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Mega64. And actually, while we're here, I might as well plug this too. Shop.mega64.com has a lot of great stuff. We restocked some stuff this last Friday. We got the legendary Journey shirt, the pocket tee that we did. That's in full stock. I love that shirt. I've always really liked that shirt. And the neon pin, the enamel pin of the Neon 64, which one of my favorite pins too. All my favorites. But we have a 60. Oh yeah, and if you haven't noticed, we did redesign our store
It's beautiful.
and our website.
Looks great.
It all looks better than ever. And the store just looks clean. You're going to love it. So pick up some stuff there. We have a 64-hour special. We love to do this every week where it's a shirt that's available for only 64 hours. Now we've had a series going.
right.
We had the Wins Dance Class shirt. We had the influencer shirt, Derrick's baller shirt.
Yeah, these are
We have the
great.
fourth in the series available tonight.
Oh,
The
boy.
American Badass shirt. Look at that.
Look at that kid.
I mean, come on. I mean, we had
Dude,
to do,
wow.
had to do it. Had to do
Garrett-
it. The American Badass.
Watch
You
me
are
rock.
American Badass, Garrett.
What a great photo. Oh, man. But that's available now. Shop.mega64.com.
You can get that today, right now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
available.
Derrick, did you have something? You had something you wanted to share?
We all have something we want to share. It's our new sponsor for the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. This week's sponsor is a new tabletop game called Hideous Abominations. Hideous Abominations, they are doing a Kickstarter, and they wanted us to share their Kickstarter with everybody out there because they think you'd get a kick out of it. So go to Kickstarter.com and look up Hideous Abominations. Do we have a little footage to
Yeah,
show
Brian,
for
you
this
got
game?
that?
While I talk over it, Hideous Abominations is a tabletop game. It was created by an internet soldier who goes by the name of Judson. Judson did music for the video game Rogue Legacy, which I personally
Yeah, that's
love.
cool. Oh, damn.
Yeah, and I talked about that game for a long time. Great game. And Judson used to work with Penny Arcade TV doing music for them.
Yeah, we
And,
worked with them too.
Music for Solus, and he's a featured artist on Fangamer. This tabletop game, Hideous Abominations, is completely created by Judson from beginning to end. It is a creature creation strategy game. I don't know, you can create these monsters using cool art, and yeah, check it out, guys. Go to the Kickstarter.
That's awesome.
The Kickstarter ends this Thursday, so there's just a little bit of time for you
Cool.
to check this out.
Give it
Hideous
that push.
Abominations.
Yeah,
Look
Yeah, that's
up.
dope.
that sounds awesome. Yeah, we were looking to kind of maybe show some more projects and things like this by people in our community, things like that. So yeah, we'll, hopefully we'll be able to do that a little more often. I mean, last week we talked a little bit about our friends Killer Pumpkins. We'll go into that in a
That's
second.
true,
But
that's true.
I think this is just like a great extension of that, like showing stuff like that. I think that project looks awesome and dude's cool. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Can't wait to check that out.
he's well involved in the video game community just like us, and he's an indie creator just like us. So a lot of our fans would probably be interested in Hideous
Yeah.
Abominations. Go ahead, check it out.
Yeah, check
that's
it out.
awesome. Well, that does bring me to that subject then.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wanted to talk about a little bit. I figured we'd want to touch for a minute on last week.
Yeah.
We did our Mega64 Expo
Yeah.
2020.
What a fun day, man. Saturday was a blast.
We brought a little bit of the summer cons into your home. Hopefully, it gave everyone that feeling.
It gave me that feeling.
Yeah, and it did. It did. I said it before, but I think I said it during the thing. But man, I went and I ate like a burrito in our booth that we set up just while we were like working on stuff. I sat there in the booth, and for a second, with the lighting and the booth shelves around me, for a second, I was like, I astral projected. I was like, I'm at Comic-Con. Oh
there.
my God. What? Oh
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. Like I tripped out. But it was so much fun, and I want to say thank you to everybody who watched that. I had such a blast that day, and we're still uploading stuff from it every day to our archive
Yeah.
channel.
I think I was thinking about this of like that could go down for me as one of the best days I've ever had as Mega64. Like,
Yeah.
we've been doing
I
this
kind
for
of-
so long, 17
Yeah.
years, but that day was so much fun. And
Yeah.
like, I don't want to get sappy or anything like that, but like, truly, when all the cons were canceled, I was nervous.
Yeah.
It's like that's a big thing for us, and the fact that we can't do that, like, how do we get through this? Like, we have to find ways to keep going. And you guys showed up so hardcore for us in so many different ways.
Yeah.
You watched, you bought tons of shit, you donated subs and bits and everything. Like, I went home and I was like beaming. I couldn't believe what I had seen. You guys like killed it. So thank you to everyone so much.
And honestly, I think I was surprised. Johnny was here the other day and said something that was like, oh, he summed it up really well. Why it was so fun, I think, is he said, we had like a couple thousand people watching on Twitch, and he's like, it was a couple thousand people pretending. Like all doing make believe.
Yeah, it was
And
all.
it was
all-
true. Like
all
everyone in
along.
the chat was talking about like, hey guys, I'm outside. Can someone get me some sunscreen? I'm burning out here. I've been in registration for 3 hours. Everybody was like in character.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
didn't expect that. I thought we'd be doing that. I didn't think anybody else would.
No,
But
everyone played along with us, and it was like, yeah, everyone was just complaining in the chat about long lines and like the
Yeah.
figure they wanted sold out at the
Yeah.
random booth. It was so much fun.
This event was fun, but they need to get the fucking bathroom situation figured out, or I will not return.
I've been in line for security for the last 35 minutes, and it hasn't moved. Like,
Yeah. But I don't know what it is. The thing that was so fascinating to me was that people told, this was the summer con experience. Oh, it made me feel like I was back at the summer cons. Oh, I missed the summer cons. People would say that while everything that they did in character was something bad. It was
Yeah,
always
yeah.
like, the line's too long. The bathroom sucks. This food was $50 and it tastes like shit. All the way, like, it's so funny how everything that we gathered around, and even the panels and the events that we did,
Yeah.
it kind of celebrated all the things wrong with these events.
Yeah.
Boss
And
Fish
yet
got sold out.
it made us miss them more and appreciate them more.
But
You know what I
think-
mean?
Well, that is
Yeah.
the true con.
What I tweeted out about a Mega64 Expo is that every video you see for every convention is always really sanitized through the marketing program. So it makes it look like amazing, and it's supposed to kind of engineer this FOMO, fear of missing out. And everything you
Yeah.
see for Comic-Con in particular is like vast crowds, everybody's partying. We go
Yeah.
to Comic-Con and we know the truth is like long lines, cramped spaces, not enough food or merchandise to go around, and we kind of brought the first videos of a convention online that didn't have any of that marketing BS. It was like the real experience.
Yeah.
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 So I think that really, like you said, Rocco, in a strange way, just delivered the real experience to people through the internet, and it really just reminded us all of what it's actually like to be at a convention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do think that, you know, because all that bullshit that we said is all real. Like the parking sucks, trying to get in sucks. It all sucks. But at the end of the day, you still had a fun time with your friends, and that's what really, like, it's
Yeah.
not all
Bonding.
great. A lot of it's bullshit. But once you get through that, you have a good day with your friends.
Yeah,
So-
but even when it is kind of bad, it is a shared experience, and I
Right.
think that's what we missed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to stand in line outside for 3 hours. And I don't. but you know what I mean? It's still the shared drama
I do know
and
what you mean.
experience.
Honestly, discomfort, I'm going to be like a philosophical loser here.
Yeah.
Discomfort is good for people because when it's over, you feel better about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the thing about conventions is they're a fun event, but the discomfort of it is kind of what makes it an adventure. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't think we were going to be able to fucking handle today. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was
That's
rough.
That's what
Yeah.
Walt Disney designed his rides for. Like at any point of his rides, you have to go through something to feel like when you're done, you accomplished it.
Yeah.
And like that's genius.
Like there was a scary thing in there. They're always like, "Why'd you put that in?" Or "Why is that part scary?" It's like, yeah, you come out going like, "All right, we got through it."
I did.
Yeah,
it.
so
I
we were
defeated
like
it.
the Walt Disney of conventions.
Pretty much.
That's exactly.
Well,
right.
not even just of conventions, just Walt
general.
Disney. Just
Yeah.
that
We're the new
smart.
Walt Disneys. We're the new Steve Jobs. We're the new Bernie Macs. You know, the legacies live on through us.
Exactly.
Right.
No, but
Hey.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
I was gonna try to segue into video games, unless you
Oh,
wanted to keep
no,
talking about.
I had
64
a couple more things I wanted to say about this just real fast.
About Saturday?
Well, yeah, all I was gonna say was, yeah, what you were saying, Derrick, is that it all rang true, and I do think that was the appeal of it as well. Is like the truth will always like be the most appealing. You know what I mean? Like when comedy comes out of truth. You know, so
Yeah.
there's that. But what I wanted to bring up, just real fast, was I did get. I'm not gonna read it here or anything because I don't know if they want me to do that, but I got the nicest email from our friends at killerpumpkins.com.
Hell yeah.
We promoted them on our stream because we're next to them every year at Comic-Con.
They're lovely neighbors.
And again, like we just thought like, hey, not everyone can do what we do in the sense of like, man, we don't have all these conventions to support us and da 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 da. Well, we have a million things we can do instead. You know, I mean, case in point, we did the stream where we kind of recreated it and we did a whole different, we were able to shift into a different, creative structure like that.
Yeah, pretty easily.
They don't necessarily have a Twitch channel. Not everyone does, or they can do that. So we thought, hey, let's not even tell them. Let's promote the hell out of their site and see if they notice.
Right.
And we didn't hear anything. And then yesterday, finally, I got an email that was like, what happened on Saturday? And they did tell me, it was a very emotional email. They were
That's
they
really
were like,
cool.
we miss you guys, all that stuff. And same to them, if they ever see this, miss you guys too. But they did tell us, this is why I wanted to tell everyone watching, they did tell us they had an increase in sales that day.
Oh,
so,
hell yeah.
So
Thank
you
you.
guys did
Good job,
buy.
guys.
Yeah.
I was like, are people, because I knew people were coming for our stuff. But I didn't know. I was like, are people going to support Killer Pumpkins? Are they, or is this just a bit? Who knows? But you guys did it. People bought prints.
Yeah.
So they were very happy about that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say thank you guys. They really.
They said they did not expect anything, and they said that someone who bought something, I guess in the comments of their purchase, mentioned us.
Yeah.
So they watched the rest of our stream, and they said that they felt like if they moved the camera to the left, they would have seen their booth. They felt it was so
They
nice. It was
So that
awesome.
was really cool.
Very
and,
cool.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who did that. And yeah, it was great. And Comic-Con would have been this week, and I did miss it. Honestly, like all these other companies posted their exclusives and stuff online. Almost all of them crashed or had some issue.
Oh, yeah.
Where the site went down or people were pissed off. So I know of two. I know there was one vendor, Toddland.
Yeah.
They did a thing where their stuff sold out and then they opened it like, hey, open pre-order until the end of the weekend and we'll ship it to you later.
Wow.
That's exactly what we did.
Smart.
Right.
And it makes a lot of people happy. So I think you'll see more and more. I think Bandai ended up doing Tamashii Nations with their
that's cool.
figure arts that are rare. I think they ended up doing that too. Like, hey, everyone's mad. Let's just open this up. See, guys, that's the way you do it. And I bet you we inspired them. Just like I bet you you're going to see a lot more virtual convention events.
Just like
ours.
That's right.
In the future. So
at
We
you,
actually
Bernie.
we had a panel today at Comic-Con.
I know, that's crazy.
Actually,
Tell us
So
about
how
that.
cool are we that they reached
Yeah.
out to us and asked us for a panel? That was so nice of them.
yeah, they streamed a thing.
So we
for
did
us.
it.
Did we get any new fans from that?
Yeah.
Anybody here from Comic-Con in the chat? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to get all that out there, Derek. I didn't mean to.
No, that's all great, and you know, that's all really important too, because 6-4 Day. Yeah, it was personal, and we rarely get personal. It was a mix of humor and entertainment with a little bit of you know, our personal longing for conventions and a return to normalcy. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that we could not only bring that to everybody watching,
Yeah.
but bring it to the Killer Pumpkins too, because they deserve it, because they're our good friends.
I was really nervous about the improv panels before we did it. I was not looking forward to that at all, and I couldn't have had more fun doing that.
And I should say, because some people still didn't know, but we went into those panels with nothing. You know, we like for the Peach Horn panel, that was a name Derrick blurted out. We were sitting here like, I'd love to. We just had like, okay,
That
what
name,
would
though,
be a
was so
good,
good.
what would be a couple good fake panels? I mentioned I would love to see one that, you know, I feel like every you know, Comic Con has one of those like CW show or DC comic show or you know some show that's like emotional superheroes or something. So I was like, I would love to see a new CW show with just this terrible hero in it, whatever. And Derrick just went, yeah, the incredible Peach Horn.
We all
Great. I don't know what that is. Sounds good. Write
None
that
of us
down.
knew what it
Okay.
was.
And then and then it's like, you want to film some clips of that show so we could go to a clip? Like maybe I'll be the showrunner and Derrick's the star of the show. And okay. We filmed a bunch of clips, no context for those. No, I mean, we just improvised those. And then the panel, we just walked out. All we knew is we had 5 clips to cut to, and that was it.
Yeah.
Derrick thought we had 6 clips. He learned.
I didn't know I was even going to be on that panel until right before we went live, and I.
Well, I don't know what was edited because
No,
we
I
didn't even
know.
film 5 clips. I think you took 1 clip and made 3 clips out of it. So
Yeah. No,
who knew
totally.
if there was more to come?
No, I'm totally referencing my favorite part of the panel, which was like, do we have another clip? No. Okay. that was
you know
awesome.
What, too, what's funny and what should be said is this whole Mega64 Expo was really an idea that we had almost the moment this whole pandemic stuff hit.
Yeah.
Because it was
As
like,
soon as it
damn,
happened.
this is gonna like fuck up conventions, and what are we gonna do if we can't fly or go anywhere?
Yeah.
And almost right away it was like, well, we have the ability, you know, we have the streaming capability, we have the acting capability, like we'll be able to, you know, we've streamed stupid shit before.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know for how long we kicked that idea around, just kind of like, yeah, haha, what if?
Yeah.
And then it like finally happened and actually came to be, and then it was like really special, you know, because it was
Yeah.
always kind of like this emergency backup plan,
Yeah.
and it came off without a hitch. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about 6-4 Expo. Real special, and I would love to make it a regular thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And you know, people even just now are saying it, but people kept telling me like, I was surprised how polished that was and how good. We seriously didn't. We barely rehearsed. We didn't rehearse shit.
No.
Honestly. And for that to all come together the way it did for essentially the first time we ever tried it, I was very surprised and very pleased how it went, because that was all, you know, very last minute. Jason put that logo together, so that was in the corner. Johnny did all these great bumpers and stuff, and then we really improvised most of the rest. We really did,
Yeah.
and I can't tell you how little planning we had on like Peach Horn. We put some work into those things, but when we did the CGI panel, the Catholic Gaming, that I was like, I don't honestly know what we're doing in this panel.
I went to
have
the
no
dollar
clue.
store that morning and found that DVD. And
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I'll show this up. I don't know.
I guess Sean's going to show a DVD, and I told Johnny, I'm like, yo, load up a gory clip of Last of Us 2, and whenever I talk about a Christian game that I really enjoyed,
That was a
go to
good
that.
bit. Yeah.
That was it. and we headed into it with nothing. And man, I have very few things that I would consider like, okay, I can say I'm good at that. Very few. I could name like 2 or 3. And one of them is, I think I'm pretty good at not laughing or cracking in a, where I have to be serious. That's one of the only things I could say, like, maybe I'm good at that. And that I couldn't keep it together during when Shawn was telling us, the movie felt like 3 hours. I don't know why that got me. And
you put the DVD cases over your faces.
Yeah, I don't know why that got me. When Shawn was talking about that movie, it was just getting me.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
And Christ toads and all of that got me so bad. So anyway,
just like 5 minutes before we even went live, we barely had figured out like, hey, how are we gonna? Because we thought like, hey, we'll have questions. Like, you just call out and we'll ask questions.
Yeah.
Whoever's not on the panel. We didn't even know how that was gonna work, and then we ended up like raising hands in the corner of the room.
We didn't know, and we told the other guys like, hey, ask us Q&A during the panel. Don't tell us what the questions are going to be, and then we'll improvise an answer.
If we had a question like me and Derrick during that panel, or Kevin and I during the other one, we'd raise our hands and then wait to be called on in the corner of the room.
Derrick looking up and finding out there was a puppy murdered in that movie, like that broke me.
And that was real, Derrick, right?
That was
Didn't you
so
really?
funny.
Yeah.
He was on his phone.
It's almost too. I could tell that you thought I was just fucking with you.
I
and it's
really
like,
did.
No, I mean, I want to convey that this actually happens in the movie. So as a Christian, how do you explain that?
Oh God, that was killing me. And again, I thought it was great. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, this is the kind of question someone would ask at a convention. And I didn't know until we stepped off at the end. Derrick was like, I was looking up the movie.
Yeah, he was reading it.
These are all real. I was like,
I see a lot of people in the chat complimenting Boss Fish too. I don't know where Boss Fish manifested itself from during 64 Expo, but I feel like that is going to be a staying character in Mega64.
Yeah.
You'll probably see some more from Boss Fish in the future.
and that wasn't even something that we discussed.
Nope.
Derrick literally went and like just grabbed the pillow and but it was perfect because we've done conventions so many years that we all know the DNA of all of that stuff. And it would be, that's
course.
absolutely the kind of thing
Some
you would see
stupid
at a
giveaway.
convention. Someone would walk up and you'd go, what's that fish with sunglasses? Oh, Boss Fish. It's like the big new thing. Oh, it's already sold out though. There's a line 3 hours long.
I was just looking for costumes to make it more like a convention, and I was thinking, like, what's the Pachuco boy of 64 Expo?
Yeah.
Yeah, and for people who don't know, that's some obscure cartoon that we were neighbors with, and it was essentially
nowhere.
what you saw for Boss Fish.
Yeah.
That was the idea.
Yeah, we were next to I think we did talk about it on one podcast.
Oh, yeah.
The Pachuco Boy booth, and they advertise it like it's the biggest new thing, and there is no presence.
It's essentially something kind of dumb that you've never heard of, but they're advertising it like it's the most famous thing on earth.
Boss
Yeah.
Fish.
And maybe my favorite piece of, and so nailed it with that. And I want to say he's not here, but Kevin nailed it too with, we didn't know what he was going to say when he came to the booth. It was just 30 seconds before we go live. Hey, Kevin, throughout the day, you're just the guy that keeps coming up to the booth and surprise us. And he nailed every little cliche.
Yeah, he would just show up.
Can I get a picture with you? Yeah. Who's taking the picture? What picture? The one you just said. I don't have a camera. I mean, that literally happened to us.
Yeah.
So he threw that at us, and he brought us gifts.
And I love when Eric called in. He walked in and said egg. That was classic. 'Cause
Egg,
that
yeah.
made Eric madder than anything I've ever seen in my life. So
Couldn't have been better.
But he hit all those cue points just on his own throughout the day, sprinkled them all in.
Everyone was just on the same page, and it
was
worked
great.
so well. You could tell we had that many years of experience doing cons because we knew everything just fit, and we knew how to do it. But I have to say, maybe the most magical part of the day for me was I remember standing in the booth going, man, I'll be honest, one of the things I love about doing cons, someone inevitably brings us a pack of Tim Tams.
Tim Tams and candy.
People are always like, yo, you want some Tim Tams? Now, don't get me wrong, I end up eating 80 of them and then I want to die, but someone always brings those or candy or something. And I thought, like, man, we should have stocked up the booth with that or something that, that would really bring that feeling home. Dude, and then Kevin brings us boxes from the P.O. box.
What are
he
the fucking
didn't know what
odds?
was in them.
What are the odds?
And a guy sent us Tim Tams and Red Vines and it was like, what were the odds that we opened that for the
Do
convention.
you think it was his foresight? Like he went,
No.
I'll send this a month before they announce 64.
Absolutely. No.
It
was
just happened to be that way?
It
Is
was
that he-
perfect. I
that
think his
was
name was Nate.
unbelievable?
I think Nate he was on the same wavelength as us.
It was
that
Nate,
was
right?
unbelievable. So anyway, that was really special for me. So
Thanks, man.
And my favorite piece of improv in the whole day, I
yeah?
do just want to point out, of favorite piece of improv that happened that was not planned was when the cosplay masquerade went to tiebreaker. No one knew there was going to be a tiebreaker or knew there'd be a tie, and no one communicated.
What was going to
Just
happen?
The music went on, and Derrick and Garrett just started doing what they did. I mean, there was no discussion.
No.
The music came on, and they did that. I mean, that was my favorite. That was like, this is like, no one's even like, there's no discussion here. This is working on a primal level.
I thought you were going to say the new Red Bull flavor was your favorite bit.
No,
The white bull seed.
I don't know what that was.
I don't
I
think
don't know what
anybody
that
really
was.
remembers that part.
I don't know what that was, but that tiebreaker moment was just. What did we all agree was the tiebreaker? No one discussed it. Okay, and that just happened. It was amazing.
Like, a walk-off. That's
It was, yeah.
how to
Very,
perform.
very good.
Anyway,
So,
so
anyway,
thanks
that-
again.
Yeah, and we're going to be sharing clips of that whole event.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, still, and for a long time to come. So stay tuned. If you missed it, it'll be available online.
Yeah. The full
You'll
Peach
see it
Horde,
somewhere.
the full Peach Horde panel went up on the archives today.
Oh, cool.
And then we still have to put up the anime rave, all this
Yeah.
stuff. So the content has been going for over a week. So yeah,
The anime rave will be good forever. You can just throw that on, have a party anytime.
Dude,
Absolutely.
yeah. Johnny finally shows up, fucking hits the stage so hard he skips a needle.
Right.
that was
We
great.
have gone a full
Awesome.
hour, but this is the #1 video game podcast
Yeah.
on the internet. We should talk video games. I think.
Absolutely.
Xbox had their big announcement this week, which we can talk for
Yeah.
hours about all the great stuff they announced there.
Yeah,
and
dude.
I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima. What do you want to talk about first?
Well, you know what, Derek? I'm going to do the Xbox thing real first because it's going to take 2 seconds. It sucked. All right, Derek, go ahead.
Dude,
That bad, huh?
can I elaborate just for a second?
Okay, sure, fine.
Just for a second. It really was like, I thought this was supposed to be, I always feel like I'm in this position of like, Xbox hater. I want them all to be good. I want them all to be good. And I said that on the stream. We streamed the presentation. I said like, guys, I don't want to bag on this. I want to come in today and have it all rule.
Yeah.
But man, they hit with that Halo thing like it was going to be like, oh, get ready. Here's the new Halo. And anyway, I said all this in the chat, like, yo, I want to bag on this Halo, but I don't want to sound like a hater. And I will say, a lot of times people fire back at me, but in the chat that day, people were like,
You're right.
you're not
bro.
being a hater, dude.
Yeah.
You're not being a hater. This was not
It
good.
was bad. It was really bad.
That if someone had told me that, I mean, again, graphics aren't everything. If Halo had told me, if Halo walked in, if someone had told me that Halo was a 360 game that I had not played, I
Yeah,
would have gone like,
100%.
oh, cool. What
Yep.
was it?
Major Nelson told me
And
you
I-
can play this old 360 game right now.
I tweeted out that somebody posted a screenshot of him fighting the Covenant, and to me it wasn't even the graphics. It was more just there was not any twist to it at all. It was like, here we are again in
Purple
the same
hillside,
area
blue
fighting the
sky.
same guys. And I said I tweeted out like, I feel like I've been looking at the screenshot for 15 years. And it got, I think a lot of people agreed. But I just wanted to say the messaging that they've been doing, I think, is backfiring. And I want people out there to tell me if they disagree or if I'm looking at this the wrong way. But the messaging that they've had with the new Xbox has been, this is the most powerful system ever. Nothing touches this. And they're saying that, but then they're going, by the way, every game is going to play on everything. So you'll be even on your current Xbox, the new games will play. It'll like, dumb it down, I guess, a little bit, but it'll play on that or the new Xbox or PC. But I feel like in doing all of this, I think they wanted to come off like, aren't we such a good guy? Like, this plays on everything. Isn't that cool? But I feel like it's sending a message of like, you're not really committing to the new device.
Yeah, why do I need the new Xbox?
Yeah,
don't.
it's well, they keep. I feel like they need to pick one or the other. Our shit plays on everything, or yo, get on board for this beast of a machine. But I feel like it's getting muddled in the middle, where it's like, okay, you're talking about this being a beast, but you just showed me it looks like a 360 game. So what are we? You know what I mean?
Sure.
I know that the Game Pass thing is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that looks cool.
All those games will be on there. That's the one thing that they have that is like legit. Like, wow, this feels like a very pro consumer like. That's really cool that they have that. But I saw a lot of people saying like, why aren't more people talking about that? Like, you'll be able to get all these games for $15 a month. That's incredible. But I honestly think it's because that's how not compelling Xbox has become. Like, the messaging is so muddled now that it's lost in this whole, I don't know. I feel like they've really struggled to find their identity. But that doesn't change the fact that the Game Pass thing is cool. And wherever the games look the best, I'll go. But it really did after that conference, because my plan was to get I'll get all the new consoles. That's what I do. Like, I'll get them all.
Sure.
But after that, I really was like, oh, if the new Halo looks like that, I'll play that on my current Xbox, and
Yeah.
I'm good. So
play
that
it
was
on-
my feeling when I left it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I wanted to see was the date and price, and we didn't get that. So
No price.
there's
That's
no
amazing.
Point. No point.
Yeah, I thought we were definitely getting a price. The only thing that looked at all interesting, not even to me, but I know people really like the Fable franchise, so that seemed like a high point.
Kevin was making jokes all week.
That-
He's like, they're going to show
Yeah.
Halo, and then they're going to drop a teaser on a new Fable. He's like, they keep and I agree, they keep leaning on the same three things.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping they would. And to be fair, there were
What
a
else
couple
do
of
they
new
have,
things.
though?
The new Rare game looks super interesting, so I hope that rules. That's that could be really cool. I liked that. I know it's going to be multi-platform, but that Medium game, that was the one game that showed me something I'd never seen before, where it was this world here and the dark world
split
here,
screen
and it's
thing.
split screen, and they're rendering them at the same time.
That was
was
cool.
really cool. But then and then they ended on one more thing, and it's Fable again. It's like, how many times?
You know what? They are so close to being out of business. The moment that Halo and Fable and Forza flop, they have no safety net to fall back on, because this is their safety net. So this is, you're coming down to the wire with Xbox.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what they're going to do. The one thing that they got in their pocket is that they are Microsoft, so they can afford to eat shit for a long time.
Sure.
And so
But I
what
feel
I
like
would
they
think,
have been eating shit for a long time.
yeah, they did this last generation, but the one thing that could be cool is that, okay, it's on every platform, choose the one you want, whatever. If they came out and said like, yo, whatever, they are a company powerful enough that they could come out and go, yo, the new Xbox is going to be fucking $299. It's gonna, like really cheap.
Damn.
Then maybe you would go, well, shit. Oh,
Yeah.
well, damn, I'll buy the new. They could. They are, a big enough company. They could pull stuff like that. So maybe they would, and it'd be cool. But as it stands, I don't know. I was just not. Yeah, I was not enthused by that. I feel like this was their chance to really like, we're gonna blow you out of the water. But I feel like that Halo game was in development hell for a long time. I don't know for sure, but I kept hearing like, they stopped and they restarted, or it's been in development for 5 years, and I'm like, yeah, maybe that's what was going on there.
343. What have you been doing in Seattle?
I don't know.
All right. Now, Ghost of Tsushima. Derrick, what do you think?
I'm not the only one playing Ghost of Tsushima. I think
No.
Rocco's playing it. I don't know if
You
Garrett's
are?
I
playing
played it a bunch today. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I picked up this game this week. Rocco recommended it to me. Actually, I think Rocco recommended I shouldn't play it, because you kind of gave it a bad review a little bit.
Yeah,
you said,
I
you
liked
said
it.
Assassin's Creed, but set in Japan, and the story sucks.
Well, yeah, I think for me I was enjoying what I was playing. This was a week ago. I played it a bunch a week ago and then a bunch this weekend. And I was enjoying it, but I personally was feeling, this was a week ago, that the narrative was just kind of a little dry. Like,
Yeah, and I was right there with you, because
Yeah.
the first hour of the game is like, where's my sword? Oh, it's over there. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Damn, it's not here. We're going to have to go over there. And it's literally like an hour looking for the sword. But then I realized that was the tutorial. And when I got out into the open world, I really started enjoying the game. And I'm turning the corner on this game now. I don't know if I've frozen here.
Oh, there you are. You're back.
You're
There we
back.
go.
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, I'm turning the corner on this game because now I feel like the storytelling is very character based. They're kind of trying to tell a mature story in this open world game. And slowly I'm picking up on that. So, early in the game, you kind of learn how to stealth kill. And after you do it, it cuts to a cutscene of like you as a child. And I thought like, oh, here we go. Another dramatic, like melodramatic cutscene. But then you're learning like the code of the samurai is all about honor and killing, stabbing somebody in the back, killing them from the shadows goes against how your character was raised. And it's like, oh, okay, like character dilemmas. That's kind of the story they're trying to tell with this. And now I'm starting to turn the corner on this game. I think the gameplay is fun. It reminds me of Shadows of Mordor and Metal Gear 5 a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, wow.
And I like kind of the nuanced story they're trying to tell.
Yeah. I kind of I mean, I kind of turned more of a corner on it too. I still don't know if I definitely like it more than I did a week ago. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting into all these duels with people and the story the story has gotten a little more interesting with all the character stuff.
Yeah. Can I?
Yeah.
Oh, I was. Go ahead. I wanted to talk about Kurosawa mode in a second, but go. Finish what you're gonna say.
I will. Yeah, I will too. I just wanted to say that I think for me, I'm the kind of I just need that story hook to bring me in. And when we were talking about it initially, Derrick was kind of like, I'm more into. I'm less about the story, and I'm more into like I just want to explore this world and kind of fuck around with the stuff in it, like see how far I can go with the things in the engine of this world and things like that. But I feel like
I'm more into just like fucking around than I am with stories and
games.
Yeah.
But then I
GTA style.
But then I thought what was interesting was like where that overlaps between us is like a game like Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid 5, where I know it's not the most robust story Metal Gear ever had. I mean, no one would argue that, but it had enough of it that was a real hook for me. Like as a fan of the Metal Gear universe, I still there's some kind of they're kind of stringing me along with that, and I like it. But the gameplay is the star, and you liked it because the gameplay was the star. You can do all these things within that world. I think for me, I still think this type of world, like whenever it's old Japan like this, I find that when it's a game that's not developed in Japan, it's always presented a little bit dry.
And that's what I was going to talk about with Kurosawa mode. I feel like this is kind of like copying Japanese culture, and it doesn't really strike me as authentic. So Kurosawa mode was I did it for about 5 minutes, and I was like, this is a joke. Like I turned this off.
Yeah. I did the same thing. I had it on for the first hour or so, and it didn't feel like it was made for it. I was doing stuff, and they were like, "Look for the red glint on his spear," and I'm like, "Well, okay. You keep telling me about colors that I can't see, but okay."
Well, I felt like it was strange. Like it took me a while to realize this. When you put it in Kurosawa mode, it puts it in Japanese, but the mouths don't match up because the characters are speaking English. So it's weird reverse dub where we're so used to things being dubbed in English and the mouth doesn't match up. So I was like, that seems off because that's not similar to a Kurosawa movie. And then they make everything like grainy and black and white, but then the cinematography is not like Kurosawa. It's like drone shots over sweeping battlefields and like video game cutscenes. So I was like, this is not. This is
I think it
like
would
Kurosawa film.
I
so I
think
put it in English and I put it in color, and now I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I think it would be better designing a game from the ground up with that, as opposed to that just whatever. But maybe on the second playthrough, it's something to turn on. But I did keep it in Japanese because I always feel like, to me, it's like, I don't know. I always feel like if that's the setting, I know the dub doesn't or the mouth doesn't match up, but I wanted to hear it in Japanese. It's just like the Yakuza games. Like I want those in Japanese. I don't really want them dubbed.
Yeah, but clearly these were made in English. So I just put them how they were. You know, I just put it how it was originally made because I felt like I felt like they slapped the Japanese in there to avoid getting into like trouble with, you know, political correctness. So it felt kind of like a Band-Aid. I understand why they did it if that's the case, but I just put it in English because it just was like clearly this was made just with them speaking English. So I'm just gonna look at it like that.
Hey, one thing I have to give props to that I'd never quite seen before in this way.
I think I know what you're gonna
was
mention.
hey, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That's what I was going to bring up.
You can play that in any language, and they used like AI or whatever to match the lips of anything you picked.
When you change the language, the mouth flaps adjust perfectly to the chosen language.
And they
when
didn't.
You play
that
Final
wasn't
Fantasy
like they
VII.
manually redid the whole game. Like they actually did it in a. At least I don't think. Maybe they did. I can't remember exactly how they did it, but it was perfect no matter what language you picked. So that was kind of cool. But anyway. But yeah, I did turn it back into the regular mode, and I will say, just the game is gorgeous.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
absolutely
really is.
gorgeous.
And I love how violent it is. When you hit these dudes with the sword, I feel like the collision detection in this game is radical. You never have like a swipe that causes damage, but it doesn't look like it hits. Every hit of the sword, you feel like you're connecting. And even when you die, they'll like mortally wound you and you'll like be struggling and they'll finish you off in different ways. Stab you in the back of the head or slit your throat or kick you until you go unconscious. The detail on the gore in this game is so cool. That's the part where it really started sucking me in.
Yeah, it feels legit.
Oh,
and all I was saying in the difference between games developed, Western and in Japan, whatever, is the one thing I'll say is like, when it's in this setting, I think Americans or any non-Japanese whatever, they really want to go authentic and they really want to, keep it true to this and not go too far with it. Whereas I feel like if it had been developed in Japan, there'd be a little more flavor on it. Like, hey, you know what? This is all authentic, but give him this badass move or this like crazy looking
like cliche feudal Japan. Everything you would expect to be in feudal Japan is here. Nothing you would not expect to be in feudal Japan is here. Because this is like somebody else's interpretation of it, right? So they're kind of just trying to deliver it how it's expected to be delivered.
Yeah. So I guess all I'm saying is, I think why I gravitate to Japanese games so much when they're like Japanese developed games is they always throw a little of that flavor on it. You know what I mean? The Yakuza games could be straightforward, but they're not. They put these little weird quirky things in it.
That's exactly what I think. The quirky characters are so charming.
Yeah. So there is something more. I don't know. That's one thing. Like I said, when I said the game was a little dry, I like a little bit of flavor on whatever, but that's not to say that they should have done all this egregious, crazy shit.
It's a subtle early thing, in the game. But I've heard people can level up their character, max him out pretty quickly. I was even reading online, some people were saying they maxed out the character before they left the first area. So I don't know what the longevity of this game is, how long I'm going to play it, or if I'll stick with it. But I'm still in the first like 5-10 hours, and so far I'm really enjoying it. Yeah,
I am enjoying it much more. Yeah, a week ago I was kind of like, it's fine, but I played it a lot more, and it's a good game. I don't know how much I'll stick with it either, but it's fun so far. I'm replaying Last of Us 2 I've been streaming it, trying to I wanted to play it a second time and stream the whole thing. That game is too long, man. I've been doing all these long ass streams, and I'm like, dude, oh man, there's so much to go. That game was too long.
Huh.
It was good. I'm enjoying it, and I'm finding way more lore stuff that I didn't before, which has been really cool. But I still think there's not enough story meat to justify how long the first half is, and there's some cool stuff in the second half. So I don't know, whatever. But that's been cool.
I'm in a funk with that game, that and the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Really?
I can't sit down and pick up the controller for those two. I'll pick it up for something silly like Resident Evil Resistance, thinking but this is a quick game, just one matchmaking thing. But I'll sit and play for 4 hours, and it's I could have put 4 hours into Last of Us, and I'd be into day 5 by now. But
yeah,
still in day 4.
I think I've lost my Switch
Lost it.
in the sense of
Oh, it's not
there's
yours
always
anymore.
someone playing it
Yeah.
that's not me, and it's like, okay,
Well-
well, you're happy. Like Sawyer is on the 4th Divine Beast right now. Like she's like tearing through Zelda. Now Emma's playing it, and then like Beckett, it's like a whole, Lena's playing Animal Crossing. It's like, well, when do I play
buy
this?
one for yourself and don't tell
I
anybody?
should, but it's like I'm also happy that we're playing games. And I'm like, I want to encourage this, honestly. So it's like, I mean, keep going. A lot of times, like, I'll just like watch Sawyer play, but like I haven't played anything in a
They
bit.
can still play games when you have your own Switch.
Yeah. The one thing I haven't playing is Donkey Kong Country 2 on the Super.
Oh yeah, they
NES.
added that, didn't they?
No, well, they didn't add that one. They added the original.
Oh,
Not the second
okay,
one.
on Switch. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I haven't playing that. But everything else is like, well, my Switch, I guess I'll say goodbye to.
I bet you a fan is going to gift you a Switch Lite after this podcast.
Please, you don't need to do
What?
that, fan, whoever you are.
I'm
You
going
don't
to
need to do that.
wager some fan out there is going to find it in their heart.
The
No.
way Derrick is saying this is
No, I don't. I mean,
sus.
no one
A
needs to
little
do that.
sus, Derrick.
No
A
one
little-
needs to do that.
A little too
Oh, I'm
saccharine.
not doing it, Garrett. I'm not going to be that fan. I like Shawn, but I don't like him that much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no one likes me
I
that
know,
much.
but you know someone.
I
out
don't like
there.
me that much.
He don't
Um,
want that.
Anyways, yeah, that's.
He'll die inside if
I
someone.
love
gets him
how
a Switch.
Jared in the chat just straight up went Kevin Hilt time.
Oh
Like,
my
you just
God, no.
named the guy who sent you a bunch of stuff.
Kevin Hilt, you do not have to do that.
You're not allowed.
Kevin
to.
Hilt will do that. Please, Kevin Hilt, you don't have to do that.
Jared
You got
just
a
threw that
reputation.
on him.
Kevin, that's what happens, dude. You got a reputation. You got a rep. You got a rep in the community.
The last thing I want to bring up, not about video
being a
games, so if
sugar
you guys
daddy.
have more video game stuff to talk about, but we did finish Lost. We finished the series.
Wow.
Oh. Yeah,
And-
let's kind of get into the finale discussion. Let's do it.
I want to say,
Brian,
this-
get your camera ready.
I had not watched that show since it aired. I had so much fun watching it this time,
Wow.
and it was meant to be seen this way. I've like one a night or binging it.
Yeah.
Is so much better than what we went through. Because honestly,
Right?
it was hell.
They dicked around the schedule so much when
Yeah.
it aired. And that's why I honestly think like the reason a lot of people went on to quit it or hate it was because they got dicked around so much.
Yeah, and
So
I
when you
really
watch it
feel
every
like
night, it's great.
When you watch it every night, if you get like the Nikki and Paul episode, people are so mad when that aired because it left on a cliffhanger. And then
Yeah.
you waited a while, and then it's like, well, I'm only getting 3 more episodes. So this thing's fucking over. I get this. You know,
Yeah.
like, but
we wait 4 months to go. Wait, there's a hatch in the ground? What is that? 4 months until a new episode. All right, it's back. Kate's trying to find a toy plane.
yeah,
Dude.
I just watched that episode.
that was the whole episode?
right.
Yeah.
So, but the way it is now, man, one of the best TV shows ever made. I fucking loved it this way. And honestly,
awesome.
like the ending, I was kind of like, I don't know. The first time, now I'm on board all the way. I dig it. I fucking loved it. So that's my wrap up of Lost. I had so much fun this time. And honestly, I feel like it helped me get through this year. Like watching one a night with them was so much fun. I look forward to it every single day. So
Yeah.
I'm bummed it's over, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to. I was making my way through some show. I rewatched I was rewatching some stuff. I always like to rewatch a favorite if it's available in some kind of new form or something. I like to rewatch a favorite show and then watch a new show and kind of alternate.
Sure.
And recently, I rewatched the entire Twin Peaks, like the old show, the new show, the movie, all that. I liked some aspects of the old show more. Still think majority of it is not good. Which when I
Season
say that,
2.
there's like fans that are like, "No, what? You can't. What? The majority of it's bad. What are you talking about?" And then it's like, "Well, yeah, season 2 was like
So big compared
the
to
majority of
season
the
1.
show was that season." And then
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh yeah, well season 2 sucks." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But some good stuff that I really like, but I love all of the new one. But anyway, whatever. I rewatched all that, and then I watched all the new episodes of Better Call Saul, and I dug it. I talked about that. But now I'm kind of like, I want to watch a new show, but I don't know which one I should start. So I'm looking for people out there. If you,
Rocco, Star Trek.
I
Next
could do
Generation.
Next Generation. I could do.
I got a show you can watch.
Yeah.
It's a documentary on Netflix by the people who made Don't Fuck with Cats.
Oh, geez.
But
Oh,
way better than Don't Fuck with Cats.
I hope so.
It's called Fear City. and it is about the takedown of the New York Mafia, the 5 families.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Story of
Fear
how they
City.
took them down in the 80s. You know, they cleaned up New York. This is how they did it. I started watching it last night.
Okay.
It's really interesting, and I know you love mafia stuff, and they get actual like captains from those families to give interviews in this show.
Oh, that's
Oh,
kinda cool.
damn.
That's
These
kinda
guys all went to jail and did their time, and now they're giving interviews for this documentary. It's pretty good. Fear City on Netflix.
Because I was about to say, like, I'm honestly, like, I'm not a big documentary series guy. I usually, when I'm sitting at home, I want to watch like dramatic stuff, I guess, or
Yeah.
fictional, whatever. But when it's something I'm really interested in, I make time.
I think
and that
the
sounds
mafia
cool.
thing, because Boardwalk Empire and Godfather, they're all kind of about this story,
Yeah.
but this
Okay.
is the actual story, the actual people. It's pretty interesting.
That's interesting.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Do that,
Capos
and then you
themselves
should
show
do Next Generation, Rocco.
Yeah, I was thinking I could do Star Trek Next Generation. I could do. I keep hearing Mr. Robot is good. I was thinking of that. I wanted to start that show C on Apple.
Oh
TV.
yeah, do that.
I want to start it, but I keep hearing limbo about season 2. Like, are they going to do it or not? And it's like I don't want to watch it.
Well,
if it's,
the 3 episodes I saw were fine. So no, that tells you not.
maybe I'll watch something else.
The last thing I want to say about Lost Forever is that our friend Brian actually did a podcast called We Go Back talking about Lost in each episode and broke it down. And I listened to it after every night we watched an episode. I would listen to it on my way to work because they're like short, like 10 minutes. And so that was part of the experience too. So Brian, I didn't tell you I listened to that, but thank you. I did enjoy your little show you did. Good job, Brian. And that's that, guys.
Sean, no, well,
No,
yeah.
No, go ahead. No.
Shawn presented me when it was over. Shawn would text me after there were a few of the later episodes. Shawn would text me, "Hey, everyone wants to know if there's an answer to this," and it would be like, "Yeah, Shawn. Actually, if you go back and watch this other episode, they told you already." And da 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 da.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And then when it was all over, Shawn was like, "Look, I'm not going to give this to you. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm not going to give it to you. I just want to show it to you that the kids and everyone in my house wrote this." And it was like 3 full pages of lined
like an
paper
essay.
with questions of Lost that they thought were like, did they answer this? What happened to this guy? What happened to this guy? What happened to this guy? Rocco, I'm not going to hand this over to you. Maybe I'll ask you a couple things from it. But I'm saying I still have not received those papers.
I'll text you.
Sean, I will type an answer for every one of them.
Okay, I will text you the pictures. And you can.
I offered, and
Yeah.
Sean went, no, and walked away.
If
and
this
I'm
was
telling
a
you.
normal time, I guarantee you by the end of it, like we would have insisted Rocco come to our house and watch these episodes with us. Like
I got a message. I did get a message from Sean's wife that said, we're finishing watching Lost. It's a great time. Rocco, I really wish the world was, different and you could have watched these last ones with us.
Yeah.
We would have loved to have you here so we could ask you about it and all that. We really did say,
We did.
it really would have been fun. And I told her, you don't want that. I said, I appreciate the gesture. It would be 4 a.m. and I'd be talking about electromagnetism and you'd be going, okay, all right.
you got to go.
Good. Okay. Well, anyway, but I appreciated the message.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway.
Beckett, the pylons. You don't understand how they work.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was a
Lost
noise.
is,
It was a sound wave. But anyway,
Lost is good.
Lost was good.
anyway.
Anyways, I'm thinking about starting Alias. I don't know. Is that any?
See, I always heard Alias started cool and then dropped off. Because
Filmed in San
J.J.
Diego.
Abrams, that was his thing for a little bit, and then he was like, "All right, I'm going to do Lost," and then he left.
It was just like I need to find a show with because Leftovers I want to watch, but that's too mature for the little Emma Beckett.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's like
that's true.
Alias, like what's aired on network TV, so it's got to be okay.
Yeah.
Alias is cool. Filmed in our backyard.
And honestly, I don't care if it's like says fuck. I don't care about that. It's just like when you see people like straight up fucking, it's like, I probably don't want to watch this with them. They don't watch this with me.
That might be a no.
Yeah, it might be a no. Anyways, all right, well, I'll think about it.
Hey, just want to touch on this before we are going kind of over here, but it was a big announcement, I guess, in some form. G4 is coming back.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it couldn't have been more vague that they put out like trailers G4 and it's like
We
it's
never stopped
returned.
playing.
But what is it? A TV channel? Is it a
TV's a
YouTube
dead
thing,
medium,
stream
so I hope not.
online?
Yeah.
Is it? To me, the best case. Well, let me just say, my reaction when I first heard it was, I thought no one liked this. Everyone when that network died years ago, I just remember a lot of good riddance. Like this was reruns of my second thought was, is now the time to rerun Cops all those times? But but no, it was like I feel like no one liked it, and when it died, it was like, all right, good. And then it's back. Oh, it's back. Dude, G4 is back. I'm like,
But
okay.
if it's back as like an online presence, like streaming or video or social media or whatever, they're playing catch up to everyone who's been doing it for the last 15 years.
Yeah, so I guess I was confused, but I guess there was a moment that the network was fun, like it was really video game centric, whatever. I think best case scenario for this, to me, is that, and again, somebody just brought up like it might be part of Peacock. They are owned by the same company. It's all Comcast.
Oh, really?
So I think best case scenario would be, just dump all their old shows and Tech TV.
Sure.
They
That'd be
did buy
cool.
Tech TV.
If it's the old shows getting dumped somewhere to a service,
If they got all the old G4 stuff and all the old Tech TV stuff and put it on Peacock, I would subscribe tonight.
Wow.
I think G4, actually, I support G4. I love them. I'm so happy they're back. You know what they need? They need like a really good comedy show based on video games.
I agree.
They need
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
to write
Might be.
or create that show. I fully support G4. I
Might be
love the
time.
channel. I am available, G4. Email me.
Oh yeah.
Email
I
Derrick.
volunteer all of Mega64. We're all on to do it. We all support you, but me in particular. So let's get it started. G4.
Oh hey, I'm down. Hey, they want us to bring that pitch back.
Yeah, we'll pitch
I'm
again.
down. Mega64 show on there. I'm fully in.
Tune
I am
in.
not
Yeah,
saying
G4 coming back makes sense if you ask me.
I am not saying I'm against this or that G4 can't be cool. But I just remember the last time I heard about them, it was Cops again. So as long as it's better than that,
Hey,
I'm in.
arrest me, film me being arrested, whatever you want. We can make it funny, G4. I'll play the Switch where I shouldn't play it. Show the cops show up. Hell yeah, G4's
get back to your
back.
roots.
I'm down.
G4.
I'm down.
Hell yeah.
User submitted, cheat codes. I
remember
Victor Lucas
you
and Tommy Tallarico back.
We were in and out of the G4 studios periodically. We went once, and then I remember going with the Behemoth once, and another time we were on X Play, and we were in and out of there all the time. And then I remember them picking up a show. They had a new show that was hosted by Ryan Dunn.
Oh yeah.
And I remember thinking, finally, I'm going to get to meet Ryan Dunn, and then
Well.
Dun, dun, dun.
dun dun dun.
Didn't they put clips of Mega64 in that show?
Yeah.
No, that was an MTV show.
That was an MTV show.
MTV did a show called.
But did Ryan Dunn host that
Blastozoid.
too?
What's that?
Did Ryan
that
Dunn
was
also host that show?
Brando
No.
Deco.
That was
That was
Brandon
Deco,
DiCamillo
yeah.
and Ray Kion.
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, Ryan Dunn might have been on that too.
I thought he was. But yeah, we were on that.
Yeah, so we were connected in some way.
Rest in peace, brother.
Yeah.
But Brandon DiCamillo did become a friend from that.
That's
because he
true.
saw that, and then whenever it was that I reached out to him,
Oh, that was a
he
connection.
said this was fucking awesome. He's like, he said you guys are doing with cameras what should be done with cameras.
Oh, wow.
Which was a weird way to word it, but I know what he meant. He's like, yeah, you're out
Not
filming funny
pornos,
shit. This is
but-
how, yeah. And
Shouts out
that
Brandon
meant a lot to me.
DiCamillo.
So thank you.
That's cool.
Brandon DiCamillo. But Ryan Dunn, rest in peace.
There we go. Well, we said it all.
That Blastozoid show, I remember they kept sending me legal forms to like, okay, sign off that we can show
Yeah.
your bit, And they kept giving me a paper that said, okay, sign off on, I think the video, it was like Ghosts and Goblins video or something like that. And the Little Tetris Man video. And I was like, okay.
It's not called that.
Can we rename that? Because that's not what it's called. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's just a contract. It's not Little Tetris Man. I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna like cross it out. And they were like, it doesn't matter. It's just the contract. Okay. So I sign it, and then if you find that special, That's literally what they call it. Brandon DiCamillo like gets hit by something. He's like, all right, now watch this little Tetris man or something like that. And it's like, that's, I don't know where they got that title.
Probably from him saying it because that was recorded 6 months prior to them
Maybe.
asking if they could use it.
I don't know.
Little
Chicken
Tetris
or the
man.
egg. I think someone, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway.
Good
No, we
old
won't
days.
see. That show will never see the light of day.
No, I don't think any television production is going to see the light of day anytime soon.
Oh, we'll find a way. We'll get on
Well,
there.
we're internet production, baby.
They
no,
did.
no restrictions.
You should see what the Walking Dead schedule like. That show aired its whole season and then lost the finale. Like they couldn't do the finale.
We're looking at a drought.
And so they announced during their thing, we're gonna air the finale. It like this stopped in like February.
Okay.
We're gonna air the finale in October, and then we added a couple more episodes. So
not the
you're gonna get a
finale.
couple bonus episodes. Yeah. When's the new season? Because that's supposed to be in the fall. Oh, it'll be in another year. Like we'll just do it the next fall.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, they're dicking the schedule around worse than Lost got it.
I mean, honestly, I think that's going to be every show. Like, there's going to be
a drought.
Nothing pretty soon.
2021 drought.
So,
Media
everyone,
drought.
again,
Tune into us. We're still making stuff.
we can do it.
Exactly.
Look at this.
Hours of entertainment. Again, we've been trickling them out throughout the whole week.
Tune
You
in.
probably can't even tell, but I'm not even here. That's how good we are, everyone.
Whoa.
That's how good we are.
That's how good we
We're
are.
live streaming like almost
Shit, where are
every
you?
night of the week. There's shit going on.
Oh, shit.
This is real. This is real. Oh, fuck.
This is real.
That was embarrassing.
We have to go back, Shawn. We have to go back, Shawn.
This ladder is cool. Anyways,
Anyways, I think we should wrap it up.
I think we should wrap it
You know
up
what?
too.
Wait, you know what? Good night.